That's really the story behind Team Liquid at every single event until they do it, is like, have they finally learned enough? Have they finally ran into the wall enough times to break it down? Because that's just what it feels like for this team. There is an amazing belief, and they have so many people, so many fans, so many analysts who want to believe they can do it. All that's left for them to do is to prove that they can, because everyone knows it's within their grasp. They just have to actually come out and win the trophy. It's funny to watch their rise to prominence in North America because there's so many ways you can compare them to Astralis, whether it's gameplay, whether it's struggling to cross the line for so long, whether it's choking away leads in certain scenarios. There's so many different parallels you can draw. And Astralis, going back to when they were in Dignitas and then TSM, they were the same thing. They were super young players that were obviously extremely skilled, some of the best players in the region, and it just took them a long time to learn how to win. And Liquid is going through that. These guys can be the top of not just North American, but just Counter-Strike in general for many, many years to come if they do things right, if they can finally get over that hump and figure it out.
So the first week of our major run here, we played in the group stage against Avangard, and it was a overpass against them. We were able to secure the win against them, and we knew against NIP they played overpass as well. And I've had some experience playing against them in the past many times on overpass, so I kind of knew their style, how aggressive they like to be, and like the type of setups they like to run.
Inside the underground, as we get to see him sweat down all these ninjas in pajamas players. No armor, no grunts, nothing have been brought up. It's like we're
trying to find the info, so Naf can trade. Nope, Naf goes wide and finds it, looking towards heaven. It's a tough shot, but it's easy for Naf. This is problematic for NIP. Looks like it's gonna be spearheaded by Naf. Just walks into the site. Hello, I'll take two. He's just counting on his teammate to the extent where they go wide on Monster. Oh no, it's not enough. Terrorists win.
And then we moved into the champion stage against Navi. And going to that game, we were pretty confident. We read them perfectly, and we had a lot of good team play and trade kills, and we moved on to the 3-0 stage.
One round away now for Team Liquid, securing their place in the championship bracket.
It's Twist now. 1 versus 4, trying to get something back in the way of Team Liquid as they sit on match point.
Twist can't this 1v1. This would be insane. What is going on? Twist with 2 huge kills. He gets the 3rd. There's 1 left over towards window.
Oh my goodness.
This was just such a vintage Liquid grind out game with this roster.
After we made out of groups, we had about like 5 or 6 days off, something ridiculous like that. Sadly, we had 2 days of media that, kind of messed up with our sleep schedule. People were tired during the early days. Yeah, having a 6-day break like that in the middle of an event is honestly just terrible because you really mess with the team's flow and you kind of just force them to stop working. Like, you can only put so much work in until there's nothing left to do, especially when you're preparing for other teams because there's only so many demos you can watch before it's just like, I can't find anything else. There's nothing else.
Excuse me, sir, you're in the way of the ball. Dude, spin around this chair.
He was just telling him the feedback that the media day was shit.
And I explained why, and why we're annoyed. And I just feel like he didn't really care.
Your mic's in the wall right now, dude. It's over.
My dick touched the wall.
Splash. That's a classic song.
Wait,
Didn't we put that on with Wilton?
My dick touched the wall.
Splash.
You don't know that song, Keith?
Don't put that on there, bro.
We can just go. I don't know why we aren't going. Because it's sketchy, dude. This car's turning, that car's turning.
Dude, pedestrians first.
We just wasted our time.
Dude, we learned yesterday that Don't call me a
Where's
fat
that?
ass like that, dude.
Under hot drinks? Dude, it feels bad. That's like the hardest group by far.
Steak was pretty good.
It's like almost the hardest to make today. There you go. What's going on? Ian, what are you getting?
I don't know yet. What are you getting?
Someone toss me
you're a
down.
man of culture.
Nick, you pass me.
I found the same exact picture.
What the fuck? Yeah, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, surprise. It's underground. It's like the coal mine.
It's in the coal mine. Girl saying.
1F6.
Who is Cardi B?
I can't wait. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
He has like a no-show. He has like a setup in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah,
It's like, I'll play for here in practice.
I had a rough year last year with MIBR. I was just aiming for a lot of titles, but with that team, our lows can be really low and our highs can be really high. And it took us more time to, try to do damage at events and try to meet up to our own expectations. And at the end of the day, it didn't work out. Now that I'm moving on into a new team, to Team Liquid, we know it's one of the best teams in NA, and we're highly skilled. Our firepower is insane. We can do a lot of damage at every event, and people are afraid of us. And that's an upside for us. But we're also a new team, and we don't have much time of playing together. We've only played one LAN together, and it was kind of like a test. It was just to prove that, we work together really well. Our chemistry could be really good, but it's gonna take some time.
One thing that STEWIE has that very few players, even in Europe, across the world have, is he rose to prominence so fast. His learning curve is very, very short. And he brings that swagger along with him. He brings that attitude, he brings that personality that I think that can be infectious to this Liquid team in a good way, where all of a sudden, he is someone who makes sure that everyone will believe. When you start forming this style of play and the style of play that Liquid has that's so close to Astralis and playing very smart Counter-Strike, you need someone who can be an X factor, because not everything is gonna go to plan every single time. And STEWIE is that X factor. And if he's gonna remain impactful in that the way he was in Cloud9 when they won the major, it's going to be a revelation for this team.
I think it's better because Jake is 1 HP, so he can smoke jungle.
And actually just do a full exec. Way better than...
Jungle's never gonna fuck up.
Yeah, Jake is 1 HP.
I don't want to lurk there though. I don't want to lurk. I want to help Jake in that situation.
I mean, yeah, you can do that too, or you can own jungle yourself.
What's the negatives of
smoking
jungle?
So you're saying smoke top con.
Six pack.
Juice.
Yeah, I was
A
thinking
big one?
0.2 liters. Orange juice.
Yeah.
Orange 2 liters.
Dude, I want iced coffee as well.
And now that's all?
I think we can order too.
Yeah.
I'll have bolognese.
I'm gonna get the worst smelling food on the plane.
I remember everyone was looking around like, what the fuck is that? Like, close the windows.
My dad used to never really say like anything. It's like, what's these like...
It was a good pick. I was very excited.
Thank you.
Iced coffee?
That's what they call it.
Chugging that shit. It's really shit. Chug it.
I always grab them. Literally every day I keep it like I think it's a negative for whether our team has been around forever or if it's a new team like it is right now to have so many days off. It takes 3-4 hours of studying people's maps. That could all be done within a night. So I don't think that having 5 days, you're not going to be spending all that time preparing for a team, because I think the prep work it's usually done within a day.
Going into these playoff matches, we knew we were the favorites, and we were talked about a lot being the team to beat Astralis at IBA Power, and we could do it again here at the major. And I even told my team before, ENCE is going to be the most dangerous team in the playoffs right now, just because they're riding the momentum. They came back from 3-2. They have nothing to fear. They made their goal, and now their eyes are on the trophy.
still beat it. I think the goal of like most maps should be like to stop any fast plays from them.
Do you think your reaction is to Blizzard up dead? Stick it?
Yeah, can.
Take ladder at least, or we could have split B2.
He's like above the ladder, like.
Oh, I saw it like more wide. At least ones that I saw.
I don't really like that angle.
No.
That's like something that will like is weird, catch you off guard. I did write down that like they will scrim into Palace on like low buys. I saw them I think second round when they lost pistol.
Right in Inferno, yeah.
What?
It reminds me of what they did on Inferno.
Yeah,
Like
they did it on.
they
They don't push Palace with CZs.
So last year in Katowice was right after the Boston major, and Liquid came in and they had some roster issues because they played Boston with Zeus. So, I mean, Katowice last year was more of a learning experience. It was, you know, this is going to be a player stepping in, and they knew going into it that it was going to be a tough time. So, for Liquid, this Katowice is kind of like, what have you learned in the past year? It is very much like coming back. You've got, you know, your 4 players who were established from the previous Katowice. You're looking good. What have you actually been able to learn?
I mean, I notice like whatever like the casters and whatever people on social media are saying about like the predictions, but it doesn't really impact me at all. Like if people think we're gonna win, great. If they don't think we're gonna win, then whatever. Maybe some people think that like if people predict us to win, that it puts like a little extra pressure on our shoulders, or maybe it's just hard because when you're the underdog, it's easier to like have those miracle runs or anything like that.
I definitely do have some ears out and like listening to what they have to say, but I don't really like to listen in detail about the way they think or how the match will go or predictions or anything like that, because in the game of CS, anything can happen.
When I watch Liquid play Counter-Strike, they play the most fundamental Counter-Strike other than Astralis.
Yeah, and I think that was the big question mark around putting Stu2K on this lineup, right? We know that he has the potential to do just about anything that he wants to do within the game in the confines of that, but how is he going to mesh in this lineup?
To me, this looks like the best North American roster ever formed.
I couldn't agree more.
For ENCE, I mean, they've already achieved so much further than many people anticipated. So maybe there's an element of the pressure's off here.
Liquid is the best North American team I've ever seen assembled. I have to have them taking this 2-0.
The blockade of smokes. The set play commences. Flashbangs alongside. You can see from ELIGE's point of view, he can't really do anything about this. He was weakened from the first encounter, the first skirmish. And hold on a second, STEWIE2K has came in with one of his own.
But here's the creep into the bomb site. It's STEWIE can't finish off that kill. The nade and the Deagle does it though, and it's just Aerial. 1 versus 3 on the A ramp. Defusing the bomb, and Naf is gonna end it. He's gonna cover his teammates, and Nitro's gonna stick the defuse.
ELIGE holds the line with the AK. If Aerial gets the better of him, it's well and truly back on. An X7 gonna get caught from STEWIE2K's AWP.
You want to talk about narrow margins of victory. If Aerial actually decides to go towards T-ramp, he might just win that round straight up.
Waiting to pull the trigger. They've got to commit behind this too. They've used all of their nades, but nothing's gonna deal with Ali's presence with the AWP. And Sergey, the youngster, is gonna bite down with the AK-47. Alu's gonna come through with a couple more. Another clean round for ENCE, only losing Sergey, and I'll be just fine with that result.
If they don't move forward with this dump of utility, they can be in trouble.
Sergey, can he hold on? Can he just get a couple of kills? That could be enough for ENCE to take this first map in the quarterfinals. He's waiting, biding his time to strike, and strike he shall with 3 kills! naf-fly, STEWIE, and ELIGE all get obliterated. Liquid are being evaporated in front of our very eyes. Add Nitro into the mix.
You don't like to call these rounds, but the odds are so very low, and he's got to take so many gambles, and none of them are going to pay off. Alu closes it. And ENCE take Mirage 16-11. A shocking result. Jubilation in the crowd. The fan favorites have taken this map, and Liquid have to be stunned. They have to go back and talk about everything.
Liquid got blown out of the water.
Yeah.
They got blown out by ENCE. Every single round Liquid won here seemed like it was a total struggle.
We're talking about an ENCE that came out and went 19-8 in terms of opening frags, in terms of first kills within rounds. Now that does kind of paint a picture as to pushing them around.
honestly, nothing Liquid did worked.
What does ADREN have up his sleeve? Now is the time to find out.
In Liquid, they better have a good T-side. They better look like the aggressors. They better pick it up because they did not look like a team in that first map. Now running into a stack on the rap side. Twist and STEWIE gonna make it in towards Archers. It's just Sergey, but he's got his teammate. Big kill for STEWIE. Alu alone at B.
Yeah, it's all about buying time for Alu at this stage, and he's not necessarily got any kills, but he's able to dart away as STEWIE2K's met his fate. Liquid, 2-on-3, a retake. Need this desperately. ELIGE and Nitro come out swinging and will hold on. Well, that has definitely slowed down somewhat. Here comes a peek again. ELIGE not able to get two. Actually, he does. The Molotov finishes off what he starts onto Sergey.
They know that sole B defender, if they just apply the littlest of pressure onto him without committing to a fight, they'd force him to use whatever nades he has left. And he has nothing already. Alexi gonna rotate back around. Here comes the spray. At any moment, he's waiting for the flashbang. Now he's through. STEWIE realizes it, can't find the kill. Even it out into a 3-on-3.
Alexi be on 21. They're gonna have to start to make a move sooner rather than later, and Alexi's the first to fall. Should be more of the same now. Naf will get his second of the round. Alu just round the corner. Will be protruding around there, but Nitro able to get him in the backside. And Liquid will pick up a 10-5 lead. Yeah, absolutely no doubt. Liquid, it was a rocky start, I think it's safe to say, but now they've certainly steadied things somewhat.
STEWIE's gonna be there for some bait. Oh my god, just a straight disrespectful shot to Alu's face. And now Nitro might get involved. ENCE is so close to turning this corner, he wants these duelies into the action, and he's not gonna get it either. But there they are, trading kills back and forth. Two players to defend A.
His teammates just hanging off the back of balcony, but ELIGE needs some backup right now. TWISTZZ gonna do a lot of damage on his way down, but it's gonna fall all the same, leaving STEWIE in a 1-on-2. He started things off with a right one tap, but that's gonna be ENCE. Nitro switched across to the P250, so they're at least gonna take an SMG out of this round. Or perhaps not. Nice spray from Alu. And hyper aggression pushing into the arm. STEWIE runs out of bullets and health. Any rewards? Maybe Nitro doesn't need help after all, but Alexi finds the headshot. Bomb will get planted. They're not going to expect those players down Banana. Surely not. X7's going to be able to get one though. TWISTZZ can smoke and get the defuse in amongst this. It could force Alexi B out into the open, but he is staying in position. He's calling the bluff. TWISTZZ gonna have to go back in again. Gonna hold down the defuse this time, but he's perched up. This could really mess with Alexi B's spray, and it's gonna be defused in amongst the smoke, and Alexi dies afterwards. 20 seconds now. Nitro gonna get smoked out. The call's gonna come through elsewhere. TWISTZZ has done damage to Accept, finishes him off. Nitro alive. A couple seconds longer than I anticipated. That's just enough time to take down Sergey. But a 3-on-3 retake with Alu perched up close. Will Naf check it? No, he doesn't. ENCE in prime position to pull us one round closer. And the ELIGE and TWISTZZ have a vast uphill climb against them. Would have to be a Herculean effort, and ELIGE has been found. TWISTZZ, all that remains, has got one. About half the time left on the bomb. Doesn't have a kit, doesn't have any life. And Liquid gonna have to save 2 more rounds.
So you have to say ELIGE really cooled off towards that 15-8 lead. I mean, he was up in the mid-20s of kills, and he's only been able to rattle off, what, 4 or 5 since then. Another opening kill for Alu, and the aggression doesn't pan out. Now ELIGE is stuck in no man's land. ELIGE gonna go for the peak. Ariel's waiting for it. He's so close. There's the flashbang. Ariel must have that kill, and he's got it. Another one for Alu.
STEWIE could get caught. Alu's so close. Battle of the Orpers. Alu finds STEWIE, and TWISTZZ cannot hold. ENCE take the lead. This would have to go down as a monumental upset if ENCE pull this off. Liquid hoping that someone can thaw out this very cold start to the overtime and finish strong.
This is a huge stack for ENCE. It all comes down to this.
Alu, 32 kills to his name's gonna add another one, and here's the crossfire. Alu with 2. This could be all she wrote for Liquid. 20 seconds left, and Alu chipped in for a third.
I think the loss was handled pretty well. I mean, the only thing that upset me was like how we lost. Like I don't, like of course losing is like frustrating, but like if we lost like any other team, like, and we tried our best, like that's the way it is. That's just how it went, you know, we tried our best and we fell short. But in that game, like we didn't even try, like at all. Like, I don't even know if we were like functioning at like 30% or like anything that we're doing. So that's like probably the part that hurts the most, not the loss itself, but how we lost.
I think we took the loss like pretty hard. I mean, it's a really big defeat. I mean, I think that we did have like our goal to get to the finals or win it, just because of our just because of like how we think and how good we did at iBuyPower and how good we did all last year, and we've been playing really well recently. So it's a really hard loss, especially because of the lead that we blew on it.
We're a great team. We have one of the best teams in NA that was ever made, and we have a lot of high expectations. And we can't let the community's expectations clash with ours. We got to keep our eyes on the prize as well, but you know, be real about it. We can't go into the first line and imagine we're gonna win it right away, right? It's gonna take time. It's gonna take stepping stones and baby steps.
There's only been one team that's won a major from North America. That was Cloud9 at ELIGE Boston at the start of 2018. There's no great answer to why it hasn't happened. I think North American Counter-Strike spent years at the start just ages behind Europe, both in their approach to the game and how good the players were, and mentality I think was a big thing, and we've seen that slowly change, and Liquid was one of the first teams to really adopt that change. I think Liquid is going to be one of those teams who can break the barrier. Obviously Cloud9 did it first, which is I guess a knock on Liquid, but I think when you see Liquid win a major, when they finally make it happen, or if they make it happen I should say, I think that is going to establish, not like a dynasty or an era, but it will establish Liquid as a contender for major championships moving forward. No one believes they can do it now, but as soon as that one comes in, that's a team that can establish consistency at the biggest events in the world.